All right, guys, it's Parker back today with another partner spotlight. Today, we are joined by Jackson. Jackson, I appreciate you taking the little bit of time here to jump on it and share your experience. I think it's super valuable, and people really enjoy hearing from people that are really in all stages of progress in the business. I know you're very new to this, and I thought this would be fitting for a lot of people that are looking from the outside at like, hey, I've seen somebody that's a year into the business. What does it look like for somebody that's just getting started, for somebody that's really, in early days? And, I'm just appreciative that you're here. I want to make sure that we make good use of your time and of our viewers' time here. So I'm going to just jump straight into some questions and we'll go from there. All right.
Yeah, sounds good.
Perfect. So Jackson, your first month, I know your first full month, it was in June, I believe. What did we do in revenue in our first full month here?
So the first full month, I did $7,000 in revenue of
Perfect.
June.
And now, I know, you said we're somewhere similar here in July right now, kind of building that base. I know we also looked at our objective here. A lot of people talk about setting this, a 10K per month goal. So what is your projected timeline here for you think hitting that 10K per month goal, that first five-figure month here?
I think definitely in August, we're definitely projected to definitely shoot through that goal of 10K, hopefully do more,
Yeah.
um, definitely, just doing more things, putting more investments in things and valuing more of the recurring aspect. I think, you know, with all the knowledge I've learned so far, August is definitely going to be our first five-figure month.
Beautiful. And we're midway through July right now. Where are we at in terms of revenue on the books for August already? Because you seem really confident. I'm curious, what are we looking at like heading into August? We're not even there yet, but what are we expecting from carryover of either existing recurring clients or, jobs we've already booked out here in the future?
We're looking at around 4,000 for August
So
already.
we're already, almost halfway to the goal for August as we sit here, right around July 20th. So that's
Yeah,
awesome. I definitely think you're gonna smash past 10K. I think a lot of people, you set your sights on it. It's the big first goal for obvious reasons. That's now you're like, we have got a six-figure business, that five figures a month. It's just a really good, a
yeah.
clear first objective. But I think you're going to get there and you're going to be, eyes on 15 and 20K pretty much straight after that. So really excited for you on that. Next thing I want to talk about, tell me a little bit more about your past experience, your careers or jobs you've had, or other businesses you've tried, things like that prior to getting into your remote home service business here.
So, I was kind of more like focused on the mainstream things, starting, drop shipping or day trading or, all those types of things. And then I stumbled upon one of your videos talking about, remote home cleaning, like that whole model. And I was like, I'm going to try that, but I don't have the money to, really invest up front. And that business completely failed. And it just like it had no reputation and everything was just bad. And then I took the time to save up my money and purchase home service experts. And then I started a new one with your guys' guidance, all your tools and all that type of stuff. And just right out the gate, just complete proof of concept was just booking jobs, getting reviews, just running the systems that, you have in place for us to run a efficient, successful business. So that's kind of where I'm sitting right now.
I love it. And it's funny, one of my favorite types of partners is somebody who ran a similar business in the past because it's night and day, like doing it wrong, just fumbling around, figuring it out on your own, and then like doing it with a clear track and path and, with real guidance. Like it's a huge difference. I mean, personally, I've done both. I've done guided with a lot of help, and I've built businesses from nothing where you got to figure it all out, and
Yeah.
it's a night and day difference. So no, I'm glad to hear that your experience has been positive. I don't think you're like alone in having tried a lot of other things. A lot of people are just kind of throwing darts at the wall and seeing where they
Yeah.
hit and trying whatever they can. And it makes sense because people are really kind of fed up with the opportunities that they have available to them right now. So, wonderful. Next thing I wanted to talk about was your expectation heading into the program. Have we met it? What was it? How's your experience been? Not just like with the business model itself, because it seems that's obviously been positive, but working with our team, with myself, I take a lot of pride in the fact that I handle a lot of the fulfillment myself, and I am not somebody that's just like an owner, and you just buy me as the face of the brand and I disappear. So I'm curious to hear what your thoughts and experience of working with me, working with the rest of my team, all of that has been like.
Yeah, so my expectation coming into it, because I've bought mentorships in the past, I just thought like we're gonna get some info, just help me like really establish a base and like just a lot of things that I felt like I was left in the dark in. And then I came into the program and it was like 10x that. Honestly, I you have a whole team of people working to, help you succeed. You have the community as well that are people that are succeeding and they want to see you succeed, so they'll help you as well. There's tools, your AI program. It just expectations were met plus more, and I felt like it is definitely a contributor to my success as well. Especially that AI program. And like the website looks good. The softwares that you guys created are fantastic. With the CRM and all that type of stuff. So definitely the tools and the team and everything is just fantastic in my
Awesome,
opinion.
man. No, I appreciate that. I love that you get a lot of use out of the HSE AI because it took me a lot of time to build that. That was like 6 months of trialing and erroring and building different iterations of it. So I love to hear that it's getting good use. And I'm just happy that you have felt supported and felt like you didn't just get the baseline resources, but you're getting the ongoing support. And honestly, you're still in early days here, like we're going to
Yeah.
continue to be there and work with you and support you through your first 50K month, not just through your first 10K month here in August. So I'm really happy to hear that. Last thing I guess I want to go over here is what would you tell somebody who has been kind of on the fence, who's considering starting a business like this, whether it be a vote of confidence, a warning, both, what your experience has been like?
Yeah, it's we can provide you with all the, tools, resources, systems, everything that like you need. But like if you're not willing to implement those and do the work yourself, like, it's not gonna work. Like don't think this is like some magic pill. You're gonna take it and then you just turn a lever and boom, like you have a whole business going, making like seven figures. It's just not how it works. Like you gotta still do the work. There's problems that a business is gonna have. There's gonna be work that you need to do. There's gonna be a lot of stuff that is going to take for you that you can really only learn by doing, first of all, and just like being able to implement those for your specific market and your specific business. So I mean, if you're not ready to do the work and like actually run a business, then I wouldn't say join. But if you're like me, you've been trying and you just want like a good resource to really like reap the benefits of, I definitely pull the trigger on
Love it. I could not say it better myself. I think that there's a whole host of people out there that really just aren't fit to be business owners. And those are not the type of clients that I like to work with. And that's not a intelligence thing. It's not an experience thing. It's like a tenacity. It's a desire. It's a discipline. Things like that. And you're a perfect case in point for this. It's like we have the resources, we have the tools, we have the support, we've done it time and time again. But at the end of the day, somebody needs to come and show up and actually, move that needle forward alongside of us every day to make that happen inside your business. And you've been the perfect example of that. I know one more thing that just came to mind that I want to, touch on here too is you've got the the cleaning business here, and we're going to grow this continuously over time. Like you spoke about, the recurring side of this business is just awesome. And that's really where it becomes a cash cow in 6 months, 12 months, and into the future from there. But I know you've also expressed some interest in potentially looking at adding on a high ticket service type, the water filtration business, something like that. Is that something you plan to add on and expand your service offerings here in time as well?
Definitely in the future, 100%. I really like the idea of water filtration and all that type of stuff. And, like even my dad has a lot of knowledge and stuff like that, and he can definitely help me with that as well. So 100%, yeah. If I can like automate and have good systems with the cleaning business and pivot into something like that, I think it would be fantastic. Yeah.
And it's exactly what I did, right? I got my cleaning business to a point where I could kind of take my hands off of it, started my lighting business, got my lighting business to a point where I could take my hands off of it, sold the cleaning business, started the water filtration business. So, you kind of almost you provide yourself an opportunity to add complementary service types or pivot to higher ticket or all of that stuff, especially as you start to master your skills and things like that as an operator. So couldn't agree with you more, Jackson. I think it's a great plan. I really appreciate you taking the time to jump on here with me. And any closing words?
Don't give up. Don't give up. And like if things aren't working, it's probably telling you that you need to change it up and you need to do something else. You know what I mean?
I think that's a great life advice for anyone in anything. And I know that was my story before I made the change and the jump into this as well. And then it's been my story throughout my journey inside of the business as well. And I love that. And I appreciate your time. And Jackson, thank you again. We'll have you back on here. We'll do an update here maybe at month 6 or month 8 when we're ripping the 30, 40, 50K months, and we'll revisit it and take a look at it then. All right.
Sounds good.
Thanks, man.
Awesome.